Hi caregivers, welcome to Let's Talk Dementia with Carol Howell. I am your host, internationally certified dementia practitioner and Amazon best-selling author of the book Let's Talk Dementia. You can find it on Amazon and at our website letstalkdementia.org. Of course, you're going to find everything we produce right there too. Write me with anything that's going on in your world that you're kind of puzzled about, or maybe a story that you want to share. I'd love to hear from you. You can reach me at Carol at letstalkdementia.org. If you like, we may record your episode or your question and have it on one of our episodes. We can do it by Skype. But if you just want to be private, we can do that too. I'm just here to help you in whatever way that best works. Today I want to tell you about Vera's Caregivers Retreat. As I am recording this, we are a few days past that event. We had it on Saturday, and oh my goodness, what a wonderful time I had with the caregivers who were invited. We had 8 caregivers attend this event, and it was a huge success. In my mind, and I feel like in theirs, based on the feedback that I'm getting, and it was a lot of fun, and I wanted to tell you about it. The reason I want to tell you about it is because it is my goal to repeat this in many, many places. And you need to contact me, and you can email me at my website, at my email address right there. If you're interested in having a caregivers retreat in your part of the world, it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of people, but it is the most rewarding thing I've done, and oh my goodness, I can't tell you how long. Well, we started out our day at a wonderful farmhouse. That's the front of the farmhouse. It sits on a whole bunch of acreage and extends quite a bit further back than what you see there. It's a very old farmhouse, and these folks donated it to us for the day. Can you believe that? And we had we arrived very early to set up all kinds of wonderful things. And when our caregivers began arriving, they were greeted at the door with a present, a wrapped present, and then they got an unwrapped present, which was a journal from Miss Beth Crosby, my editor, and you need to contact her if you need help with editing. She had these beautiful journals made because it's her belief, and she's absolutely correct, that journaling what's going on in your caregiving journey does help to relieve some stress from you, because it's pretty neat to get to go back and look at what was going on in your life and what you had going on and how God's brought you through. So they got 2 free gifts right away, and a name tag, told to have breakfast, but don't open that wrapped present. And so they all held on to it. What was interesting for me was as these hard-working caregivers sat together for the very first time at one of 3 tables to have breakfast that was supplied by Agape Hospice. Thank you, Agape, for that. Huge amount of breakfast. These caregivers had so much in common, and they sat and they shared their stories, and they were quick becoming friends. It was as if they were old friends who got back together. They had none ever met the other. It was very moving just to watch that. But then they came into the main room, and when they got to the main room, the den, this is what they saw. And if you'll look in the around the fireplace, you'll see all these wrapped gifts. And we had, I think it was 120 gifts to give out that day, and 100 of them were wrapped. No, 110 were wrapped. So they were asked to come in, and the first thing they did was open up the first gift they were given, and that was a beautiful tote bag, a purple tote bag that was donated by my friend Peggy, one of my board members. And after they opened it, they were told to go over there and pick out 5 wonderful gifts. They didn't know what was in those boxes, and honestly, I did not either, because I had gathered them over a year's time, and someone else wrapped them, so I didn't know what was what. So they did, and they got to fill their tote bag with a gift. And we explained the day and how the day was going to go. And before they were sent off to their very first session, they were allowed to open one present. Just reach in your bag, pick out a present, and open it. And they did, and it was like Christmas. It was a bunch of 50, and well, we did have a 30-something-year-old lady all the way up to, I don't know how old, but females, we'll just say females, age is not important. It was like Christmas for all of them. And I told them, I'm going to treat you like your mama did, and I'm not going to make you clean up the paper. I'm going to pick it up for you. But then I said, if you don't like what you received, then at this table behind the sofa, there's all kinds of presents that are unwrapped. So you can go exchange them for anything on that table. So if you take one, you leave one. So that was very exciting for them. Nobody wants to get stuck with something they don't like. Well, they went off to their first session, and we had 5 private sessions. One session was getting your hair done. One session was a hands-on, lay on the massage table and get a 30-minute massage. Let me tell you, Ms. Wanda rocked the world of those ladies. I know because I got one. It was pretty nice. One session was that head scratcher thing that has the tines on it that goes up and down when you press on your head. So when they got to that room, they were given a present to unwrap, and it was the head scratcher. And my friend Charlotte had them sit down, and she did it on their head. She scratched their head for 30 minutes. One of the ladies went sound to sleep having her head scratched. And then one of the private sessions was an exercise session with my friend Kathy Joe, and Kathy worked with them one-on-one to help them develop a few exercise routines that worked for them and some things they might could do with their loved one. And then the last private session that they had was 30 minutes to take a nap. A wonderful room with blankets and pillows, and we had diffuser going with lemon doTERRA oil and music going in the background, real relaxing. Or you could go out on the property for that wonderful farmhouse and walk around. Every one of my ladies but one chose to go walk the property and look at the horses. And there was a big swing in the tree, and they could go swing, and just to get away where nobody needed anything from them. You see how important that is? So every other session was a one-on-one, and then the opposite session was a group session with 5 ladies that we were divided into 2 groups. And in those groups, in one of them, they've got Mary Kay came and did satin hands and satin lips, which is a scrub for your hands and a scrub for your lips. Then you go back and put the satin hands or satin lips. Oh my word, it's the best feeling thing in the world. Another session was tell me about your LO, your loved one, and my sister Verona led that. The caregivers brought a picture of their loved one, and they sat and told us their story, what's going on with their loved one. It was very moving, and it was an emotional time for everybody as we all shared our stories. Another private session, let's see, was, oh yeah, I got to show you this, was Color Street Nails. Now, I've told you guys about Color Street Nails. They're stickers that go on your fingernails that are actually fingernail polish. They are wonderful for folks who have dementia. If you want to keep their nails looking good and you try painting them, they will not be still long enough for that polish to harden. But these are stickers that are, they never have to dry because they are when they come to you, and you just pick out the color you want and install them. So we had a lady come, and we provided a whole big selection of colors for them to choose from, and they all did their nails, and there's the finished product. And one lady said to me, I thought you were crazy when you were going to tell us we were going to have our nails done and it would be dry in 30 minutes. That's because it doesn't have to dry. Look at all those bright colored fingernails. It was a lot of fun. And then one of the sessions, let's see, was they came at the very end and sat down with me, and we talked about what issues they might be having and how to work through some of the caregiving issues. And at that time, I gave them copies of my book. So after that, we had an ending session where we finished up for the day, and I asked my sister to go and get the picture that she had brought of my mama, because she talked about our mama when she did tell us about your LO. And I said, Verona, go get that picture of Mama. And so she did, and we sat there and told them some stories about Mama and made them giggle and made us cry and shared information. And afterwards we stood there, and that's all my wonderful caregivers. And my mama was there. She was there in spirit, and she was there in that beautiful picture that my sister, who was standing beside me, helping me hold. And those wonderful ladies right there. The lady standing beside me in the peaches, showing off her fingernails. That's my friend Linda. Isn't that just neat? Love it. Wonderful women. We had a great time. After that, I told them we got one more thing to do, one more surprise for you, and you've got to follow me to the dining room, and on the way we're going to sing my mama's favorite song, and some of them have never heard it, but it's Put Your Sweet Lips a Little Closer to the Phone. The name of it is He'll Have to Go by Mr. Jim Reeves, and we sang that. And when they got to the dining room, we had great big, those plastic heavy-duty grocery bags, you know, that you can get at your grocery store, and it had dinner that they could take home. And now they knew what they were going to serve their LO when they got home for dinner. There were hugs and thanksgivings and appreciations, and oh my word, it was just this little bit snot fest we had going on for a while. Everybody was crying and happy. It was wonderful. We had such a great time just meeting folks who are on the same journey, who are experiencing the same things we are, and that bonding that goes on between strangers who are not strangers any longer. So it was a wonderful experience for us, and I'm so thankful for all of my volunteers and my vendors and my board members and my family members and my sister who housed me and my friend Charlotte who let me drive her car all over town. Sat on the interstate for 2 hours Thursday night, 2 hours to travel 6 miles. They closed the interstate down to one lane. I thought we'd never get home. I was glad Charlotte had filled that tank with gas. But it was a wonderful weekend. And I tell you all of this because two things. Finding a group of caregivers who are going through a journey as similar to yours is healing for you. Caregiver support group is important. Find one. But if you are a business or you have an organization who would like to host and help me have one of these wonderful retreats in your part of the world, then please do write me, because I'm very interested in repeating this wherever so that we might bring joy to a lot of people. And it was a lot of joy. Then I came home today and my flight was delayed, and I got home and I sat down and it just hit me. I'm tired. I'm very tired. You know, when you get tired, and you do, I know you do have to spend some time letting all those muscles just shake out. Whew, let it all out. And it took me several hours for that to happen, but now I'm ready to do it again. So let's talk about it, make that happen. A special thank you, as I said, to Beth Crosby for what she did for me this weekend at the retreat. And if you're looking for an editor, you can reach her at editorbeth.com. HD Imports, 803-985-0985. Wonderful mechanics for Honda, Hyundai, Acura, Toyota, and Kia in the York County area of South Carolina. And nationwide, you can reach National Association of Veterans and Families at 800-352-2919 if you're looking for benefits for the veteran or the spouse of the veteran. And all of these folks sponsor our ministry, and I thank them for that. Our show is done to the glory of the Lord, who is so good to us, and in memory of that woman who is in that picture. My sister and I are holding them, Miss Vera, my mama. Oh my goodness, I cried through that time, holding that picture up there. About to make me do it now. I refuse to cry. I've done it too much lately. Hope you guys have a great week. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Blessings and smiles.